the Samayik which we are doing, some Samayik, we have to watch our thoughts, especially when we meet people, what kind of thoughts occur in our mind.
Correct.
So can you share more light in your experience on that?
Yes. Very good. This Samayik Dada Bhagwan used to explain us, and Dada Bhagwan used to teach us that when we were very young at that time, how to study your mind, how to talk with yourself, how to know that what is going on in your mind, how to make a graph that what is going in your mind. This was very important. Because normally what happens, since morning to evening, once you pass your day without any aim or without any writing or without understanding what is going on within you, you will come to know the whole day goes away without any jagrati and without any understanding of Dada's sign, without five agnyas. You will find out that if you don't plan your day or don't make your graph of your day, or you don't talk with yourself, you will find that your whole day goes away without any result. Where Jnani Purush, all the time, he used to watch what A.M. Patel is doing, how he is talking, how he is eating, at the time of eating, whether he remained separate or not. While talking, he could realize that this is a tape recorder. The opposite person was talking something wrong. Did you realize that his person is also a tape recorder? That is why Dada Bhagwan said that in the Charan Vidhi, Sukshma Sanyogo, Vanina Sanyogo, Par Chene Paradhin Che. Why did this was the biggest science. स्थूल संयोगो, सूक्ष्म संयोगो, वाणी न संयोगो, पर छेने पराधीन छे. सब पराधीन है, हमारे हाथ में नहीं है. It is not in our hand. This Vani is not in our hand. Tape recorder is not in our hand. So whatever suddenly sthul is coming from the opposite person, something he started giving abuses to me, it is suddenly a sthul sanyoga. So you can see it. That is also not in my hand. Sukshma sanyoga, whatever going on within my heart, within my mind, these are sukshma sanyoga. And I am talking and thinking something wrong for my brother or sister or for my wife or my husband. Something wrong is going on or thoughts are going on. At that time, we are not observing, and you are involved in those thoughts, and the time goes away and time passes away. At that time, you realize, oh, I was away from the Jnana. I was away from the Jagruti. I was away from the Upyog. Where Dada says that after having this Vijnan, every second you should be in the Upyog. What you are doing, how you are doing, what you are eating, at the time of eating, you are separate or not. At the time of talking, did you realize that this is a tape recorder? Or you said, oh, how could I nicely explain everything? So at that time you go in the Garvaras. Where is the alertness? This science of reaching to the Keval Jnana is every moment alertness. Every moment you have to observe that whether you are separate or you are involved with yourself. You have to observe whole day how much you remain separate with your file number 1. You have to observe yourself. How could you deal with your file number 2, 3, 4? Whether they were satisfied with you or not. Like Dada Bhagwan used to deal with so many Mahatmas, so his wife, his so many partners. Nobody could say that Dada Bhagwan is wrong. Nobody could say that Dada took a wrong decision. So how he could manage? At that time, about 60 to 70,000 before Dada left this earth, 50 to 60,000 people had taken the Jnana from Dada Bhagwan. He could tackle with so many people. Can you imagine how much is the power to remain separate? When you are separate, what is the power is developed so that you can deal with 50, 60,000 people on this earth without any rag dvesh? Can you imagine what is the Shakti of Atma? That Shakti of Atma has been developed by Dada Bhagwan to ourselves. But we have to reach to the final destination. We have started running to that path, Now we have to go to the final stage, and while reaching to the final stage, we have to understand this Dada science, that how Dada used to do tackle with so many fights. How could Dada remained whatever time he was away from the satsang, at that time he was in the home department. Whatever fraction of minutes he used to get it in his hand, he was in the home department. So we have to observe that when you are away from the work, when you have come back from the work, there is nobody around you, there are no children nearby you, and you are completely free. Come to the home department and remain and search yourself that how much you are Atma. You start reading the whole day, that where could where you could not understand the Dada science. How many places you do atikrama, how many places you forgot the Dada's Panch Aknya. You have to come back again and again. You have to come back again and again. And slowly, you will be in that position that every moment you will start living separate. This is the Dada science.
Very good. So, Keshavanji, you have a very big family. You have so many brothers, sister, their children.
Very big family.
Then your brother's wife's family side, then your Ashim's wife's side. So how do you keep the vichar saying? I'm saying a lot of things happen. So how do you adjust your mind with your thoughts?
This science works wonderful. I don't have words to explain it, but whenever these circumstances comes, whenever those sanjog comes, and a fraction of minutes when the things happen so easily and it is solved so easily, then I go in the temple of in my house. There is a very big temple of Dada Bhagwan, and I go and sit there and praise Dada Bhagwan like anything and say, Dada, if you were not there in my life, I could say that I had become either mad, or I could have made other people mad. So when I come back, whenever there is a fraction of seconds or fraction of minutes, the things are so wonderful and so changeable. At that time, I feel so happy that if there would have not this science, how could I have managed with these people? How could I manage with these difficult files? How could I manage with so many persons at a time? There was one time that we were 8 brothers and 7 bhabis and one sister. So I was the alone person in the house who was bachelor in so big family. So all the 8 brothers, my 7 brothers used to say that Keshav is going to stay with me. Everybody was demanding that Keshav is going to stay with me. Everybody. Because he is such a vulnerable person that anybody and everybody, when he will be in our house, we will be very cool at that time. No athraman, no talking, or anybody is doing a discussion, he will solve it within 2 minutes, everything will be normal. So everybody was snatching. Finally, I had to stay with Kanya Bhai and Rita Bhabi, because they were too much in Dada Bhagwan's side. I said, this is the house where I can stay. And no, but any difficult house, any difficult persons, I could manage it so nicely with Dada's science. And what used to happen, because I got a chance to understand Dada's science from such a small childhood, so that I could see and observe him, that any difficult sanjog comes, any difficult file comes, Dada could solve it within fraction of minutes. Even the person used to come in front of Dada Bhagwan to fight with him, that Dada, why you are doing like this? You are doing partiality. Why did you allow this person to do this? So Dada used to say, no, it was because of this reason I have done it. Then he used to always give the reply so that the opposite person is satisfied. Such type of reply he used to give. So this I got in Dada's science, that whenever anybody is in a difficult position, or he is in a discussion position, or he is not understanding, start taking his side. that you are right, Barobar, but it is my mistake. And because of my mistake, only this has happened. Please forgive me, but this thing will never happen again. I promise you. Then he used to get a satisfaction. The things used to come to zero. So, Dada, I could see that every time you have to try to win the opposite person. There is no need to win yourself. Try to see that how the opposite person is winning. This was Dada's sign. The opposite person should get sleep at night. He must get sleep at night. This was Dada's vision.
Very good. Okay.
So this is helping in all that.
Deepak Bhai has experience or question?
No experience. I want to just tell with the that what I can say. You had a big family, and with the big family, you can also manage. How can you manage? That is a very wonderful experience. I want to ask you a question that do you contact with do you have any contact with Hiraba? You recognize about the Hiraba? You meet Hiraba?
Yes, yes. I was asking Keshavanandji, your experience with Hiraba. Yeah, of course. Dada was always there. Hiraba was there. Keshavanandji was always.
All the time. So when there was Mamanipur, where Dada used to stay with Hiraba, only 2 persons were staying in that house, Mamanipur. So every day in the morning, about 20 to 25 people, I'm talking about 1973. So that time had fresh Jnana had started. Dada had started giving Jnana, and very few people used to come. So at that time, nobody knew about Dada's Bhagwan and Dada's science. So whatever people slowly used to come, and about 15, 20, 25 people in the morning, they used to come in Dada's Mamanipur, and Dada used to discuss all about the Vyavhar and Satsang. And up to 11 o'clock, he used to do all vidhis of all Mahatmas. So Hiraba used to sit in the room, and she never used to come out and sit with Satsang. And she was in all the time preparation of Dada's all work, food and everything. Anybody comes. So I was sitting near the door of entrance of the room where Hiraba used to sit, and there was a kitchen, and there she used to make up food and everything. So Dada Bhagwan used to tell, because while sitting with the Jnana and with Mahatmas, so Dada used to tell, I was a very young boy, and very at that time so many boys had not come. So normally Dada Bhagwan used to tell me, go and tell Hiraba that make 2-3 cups of tea. So I used to go in the room, and nobody was allowed at that time to go in the room of Hiraba. But Dada used to send me, and Hiraba used to talk with me, how many people have come, how many people have come. So Dada said only to make 2-3 cups. So so many people, how they will take tea? So you don't worry, I'm making 5 to 6 cups of tea when you take it outside and do. So every time Dada used to say, make 1 or 2 cups of tea, but Hiraba used to make 4 to 5 cups, because she used to ask me how many people are there. So she used to understand. And Dada also had a tackle to deal with Hiraba. So if Dada Bhagwan says every time make 10 cups of tea, so many Mahatmas are there. So she will be also tired of doing every day like this. So Dada was very a person of great tackle. She always used to tell Hiraba that to make 2-3 cups of tea. Never used to say that make 10 cups of tea. But she used to ask me how many people are there. I used to say about 10 people are there. Oh, so many. So okay, you don't worry. I'm making 5-6 of them. So at that time, what used to say, Dada used to say, take prasadi. So we used to, from 1 cup, there were person of taking 2%, half cup of tea. So everybody could take a tea at that time. But Dada's style was that, make 1 or 2 cup of tea. And Hiraba's style was that always make to take about 5 to 6 cup of tea.
Such a great style.
So see that Dada knew it how to take it with his file number 1.
Okay,
Wonderful
Deepak,
explanation.
Deepak bhai, okay?
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir. Jai
Okay.
Sachidanand.
Jai
It's
Sachidanand.
up. Our time is up. So, Keshavanji, please, 2-3 months. Deepak bhai, please follow.
Okay, sir.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Namo Loe Sauva Sahunam.
Aiso Panchana Mukkaro.
Eso Panchanamukkaro.
Sava Pavapanasano.
Sauvapa Vapanashano.
Mangaladam cha Savvesim.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand.
Oh,
Jai
Deepak is there. Okay.
Yeah,
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Tomorrow is Holi, and we have 24-hour Kirtan Bhakti at Surat Temple and in Lapkaman, Ahmedabad. And due to that, we will only have morning Pratavidhi at 6:30 a.m. on Zoom. The rest of the day, the Kirtan Bhakti would be made live on YouTube. Message for that will be available on our WhatsApp group. Jai Sachidanand. Happy Holi for tomorrow.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Keshav Deepakanji, Mahatma, Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand, Dr. Lalita Ben.
Jai Sachidanand.
Dr.
Jai Sachidanand, Deepakanandji, Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand,
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai Sachidanand,
Bhai,
Keshavanandji.
Jyoti Ben, Jai Sachidanand. Kaila
Jai
Ben,
Jai
Jai Sachidanand.
Sachidanand, Rajnikant Bhai.
Jai
Sachidanand.
Jai
Amrita Ben, Sudhir Bhai. Long time no see you. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai Sachidanand, Keshavanandji,
Jai
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 Sachidanand.
Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Sachidanand, Bhagwan.
Thank
Jai
you,
Sachidanand.
Keshavanandji. Thank you for all three satsang. Jai Sachidanand.
Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.